the rule number 10, and it says, when we use either or, neither nor with a singular subject, we are going to use singular verb. But when we are going to use two different persons with either and neither, either and neither, we are going to use according to this. If the first word is singular and the next word is plural, the verb will be plural. If the first word is plural and the second word is singular, the verb will be singular. If we use not only with a noun but also with a noun, the same rule is here. The word, the subject which will come here, we are going to use according to that. The next rule is, if we use each and every, we are going to use singular verb. The next rule says, if we are going to use one of with any plural subject, we are going to understand with this example, we are going to use singular verb. And if we are going to use some of and most of, how we are going to use it, we are going to understand with the examples. So let us talk about the examples. Here it is. First of all, we are going to start with the rule part number 1. If we use either Ram or Sham, is good. The same thing I am going to use it. Neither Ram or nor Sham is bad. No matter you are using either, no matter you are using neither, you are going to use singular subject because it shows. Now, if I use what we are going to use here? According to the subject which is near to the verb. Which is near to the verb. Which subject is near to the verb? We are going to use according to that. But if both are singular subject, we are going to use singular verb. Now, one more. Not only the students, but also the principal. What we are going to use here is near to the subject. Verb will be according to which is nearest subject. Now, we are going to the rule number 11, which says, rule number 11 says the use of each and every. Each and every. Whenever we use each or every, we have to use singular verb. Each student is capable. Now, each of the students is capable. To understand better, I am going to change this. One of, I have changed each of into one of. You can use every student over here. Each one of my, or your, or these, or those. I am taking as with plural subject. Remember always, if you are using each of, one of, or some of, many of, if you are using these kind of words, each of, one of, many of, you have to use plural subject. Over here there is a exception also. What is that exception? We will understand now. One of my friend, one of your friend. No, never singular. One of your friends. One of these bag. No, one of these bags. If you are using one of, each of, never singular, always plural. One of my friend, no, that is a wrong word. One of my friends, one of your friends, one of these bags, one of those bags will contain singular verb. Why? Because we are talking one of, one single person. Among the friends, among a collection of, one of those bags, not are. One of these pencils, not are. One of these pencils is mine. One of those bags is mine. One of your friend is coming. One of my friend is going. Now, if you are using some of or many of, I have written over here plural subject. Over here I have written plural, but remember there is a term. If you are using quantity, like I said, a lot of, over here I have said the same rule. I am going to share the same rule here. That is the same rule is here, therefore I am sharing the same rule. Number one, if you are using some of, you have to use plural subject. What does it mean to? You must write according to either it will be a countable noun or uncountable noun. If it is countable noun, you are going to use plural verb. If it is uncountable noun, you are going to use singular verb. Like, some of my friends are going. Most of my friends are going. Now, if I say some of the milk, single, because milk is uncountable. The same thing, most of the milk is. I have earlier written over here many. I am going to talk about rule of many, a great many. Therefore, I have deleted or removed from here or rubbed from here because I want to teach you that separately. So once again, if you are using each and every is going to use singular verb. If you are using each of, you cannot use singular subject. you have to write plural subject, and that is also is going to use singular verb. If you are using some of or most of, you are going to use plural subject as here. Remember, if it is countable, you are going to use plural verb. If it is uncountable, you are going to use singular verb. Like some of the apples are rotten, or most of the apples are rotten. Some of the milk is spoiled, or most of the milk is spoiled. So we are moving to the rule number. Now 12. We are on rule number 12, and it says, if you use such conjunctions like, unlike, as well as, along with, together with, and not, in addition to, then we are going to use verb according to the subject which comes at first. I repeat, if we are using these kind of conjunctions, we are going to use verb according to the subject which comes at first. Now, before going to take examples, I want to clarify something, because it seems or it sounds similar. If we are using either and neither, with or and nor, or not only, with some subjects where noun or pronoun are different, so we are using verb according to the nearest subject. Like an example, I have taken some noun and pronoun here. Neither Ram nor Sham is present, because the noun was singular. Now, neither Ram nor his friends are present. Why? Because Ram is the first subject and friends is the second subject. Let me write this. To make you better understand, I am writing this. Neither Ram nor his friends are present. See this. We are not using the verb according to the first subject, we are using to the second, the nearest one. But in conjunctions, the conjunctions, neither nor is also conjunction, but the conjunction like over here, my father, unlike his brothers. My father, unlike his brother, is sweet. My father is singular, therefore the verb is singular. No matter, the second part is plural. Now let me take one more example. Prime Minister okay. Peasant like another birds has wings. Peasant like other birds, not another, other birds has wings. We are not using plural, we are using verb according to the first subject. Now, more examples are here to take. I am using words which are given below. The Prime Minister as well as the ministers have come on time. Prime Minister as well as the ministers has or have? Has, according to the Prime Minister, because it is singular. Now, one more word I am going to use over here, and that is first question, sorry, 4 questions along with first question have to be answered. Now, 4 questions along with first question. First question is singular, but we are using have according to the first subject. Let me take one more example. Ramesh and not his friends is present and not, according to subject. So I hope it is clear to you. Now we are moving to the next rule, and it is very commonly most of the time, or mostly people while writing, because they sound similar, there and there. Once again, there and there. I am sounding same, but it is different. It is and it is. It is used for place and it is used for relations, their parents. Don't mix it, this there with this. Now, with this there, you are going to use the verb according to the next word. There dash some pens. There are. If I say an apple, there is. Now, one more thing I want to say, or I want to clear over here. With there, most of the time, we move to the next rule, and it is very complicated. Most of the time, many students do it in a wrong way and they misunderstood it. So let's take it example of it. If I write there, it is a pronoun. It is going to use the verb according to the next word. There are many pens. Why? Because pens are plural. If I say there is a pen. Why is? Because that is singular. I am going to their house. Sounds same. There comes for possessive pronoun. It is demonstrative pronoun. Both are pronoun. There is also can be used as a verb. I am going there. So next is, as I was telling you earlier, many and most. So when you write many, it is already plural, but when many comes with a, or when many comes with a grade, there is a difference. When you are having many because it is singular, going to select a singular noun and going to use singular verb. A great many, because it is plural, going to use a plural noun, is going to use plural verb. Once again, many a is singular, therefore the subject part, the noun part is singular, therefore the verb is singular. Now, if you got these two words more, a number of, the number of. If you write the number of, it means fixed, certain, countable. If you write a number of, that is uncertain, uncountable. No matter, both are plural, but we have to change the helping verb or the verb. Over here, the number, therefore singular, because it is countable. A number of, it is uncountable, therefore have been. So once again, if you are using there at the starting, look what is next to the helping verb. If it is singular, use singular helping verb. If it is plural, use plural helping verb. If you are using their house, possessive pronoun, if you are using there at first, look what you are using with. If you are using their house is at the first, like an example. Their house is near to, you can write the or not the police station. Their house is near to the police station. So their house, singular, therefore it is singular verb. If you are using any plural, their children are, because you are using plural over here. So remember what you are using with there, you are going to use according to that the helping verb. With this there, 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 you are going to use helping verb according to the next word. So these are very complicated, confusing points. I have tried my best to give a little nutshell about it, a little bit information. So I hope it is clear to you, and we are moving to the next rule of subject-verb agreement. Now we have reached to the last few rules of subject-verb agreement. And these are very important as well as confusing. So rule number 13 says, we will understand the examples later on, one by one. Rule number 13 says, nouns which cannot be pluralized, like knowledge, work, furniture, behavior, advice, not advices, weather, music, they take singular verb. Examples I will talk later. When plural number is used for singular sense, when plural number of things which looks plural, like 5, 10, 15, they are plural in number. But when we use them as singular, in singular sense, like for amount, for weight and for distance, we use singular verb, like 5 kg is, like 5,000 rupees is, like 5 kilometer is. If we are using everybody, anything, anybody, either of, neither of, we are going to use singular verb like everybody is present, anything is possible, either of his sons is good, neither of his daughters is good. Now, rule number 16, if we use none of his sons are good or is good? Is good. Because we are comparing from a group and saying no one, not a single one, is. But if we are taking none with a certainty, none of the minor characters are present, not is present. I want to say here one thing. In the old traditional English, none is always used with singular. But in the modern English, in the present day, it is acceptable with plural. But with limitations. Now, at the last we are going to discuss, if we are going to talk about country names. As union, like India is, United States of America is. But if country is taken as a sports team, then it is plural. So let's talk about the examples. Example of rule number 13. What it says? Knowledge, furniture, advice, or I can say his advice, weather. I'm not going to use plural, I'm going to use singular verb. Knowledge is power, singular. Furniture is expensive, singular. His advice is good, singular. Weather is bad, singular. So, we have studied till here. Now the next says, if we take everybody, anything, neither of, use singular, like everyone. Is present. Anything is possible. Neither of his friends is coming to the party. So, we are using neither, anything, everyone, or everybody. You can say everybody here. Everybody is present. Now, next rule. We are saying that we have studied earlier also that money is countable as well as uncountable in a commodity sense. Means 5,000 rupees. 5,000. Now it is as unit is a big amount. 5 kilometers. Is a long distance. 3 years. It's a long period. If we take plural things as unit, they take singular verb. Now we are going to talk about the next rule. If we are using none, none were injured, or no one was injured. Why I have written these two examples? None means no one. It is old traditional grammar says to use singular verb. But in present, in the mass communication industry, we are using plural as well. So, one more example. None of the minor characters are. None of his sons means no one is good. So, over here you can see that the certainty has come here, plural has come next to the, so we are using are. We are comparing in the sense that no one, the sense says of none is no one, therefore using similar. Now we are coming to the last point. We are at the edge of the chapter, end of the chapter, and that is country name. If we are using country name as union, any country name like Pakistan, okay, Pakistan, Pakistan is the center of terrorism. Is the center of terrorism. Is India is my country. If I use as a sports team, India have won the match. If I use name of a country as sports team, then it will use a plural verb. Now, there are some countries which use the word like these two examples are here. United States of America or United Arab Emirates. They are going to use is only. No matter we are using United here. over here I want to say one more thing once again. If country name is we are using country name as union, we use singular verb. But if country name is being described as a sports team, we are going to use plural verbs. If we are using United States of America, we are going to use singular. If we are going to use UAE, we are going to use singular. Now, at the last I want to add one thing over here. If in a sentence if you use comma before a group of words, we are going to use according to the subject. If we are separating a word, the subject, with a group of words, we are going to use verb according to the subject. So remember these rules to make sentences. Once again, I want to say these rules has to be watched. I have spoken a wrong sentence. These rules must be watched again and again to understand the grammar better. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any confusion in any part of the video, please text me up. If you don't understand any rule, please text me up. If you have any queries, please text me up. And very soon we are going to discuss the next few things related to this chapter, related to this grammar section. Till then, keep happy, be healthy, stay blessed, stay focused. Thank you.